Will the Bengals continue to be road warriors and take down the Bills in Buffalo to advance to their second straight AFC Championship game? Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and man, oh man, the Bengals just a win away from the AFC title game, and we're closing in on 30K. I can sniff it. I can smell it, much like you can smell that Lombardi trophy as the Bengals try to advance to the Final Four for a second straight season. I'm going to get to my keys to victory, and yes, we will be in Buffalo. First things first, we will be in Buffalo covering the game, and so that's why you come to Cincinnati Bengals Talk, because not only are you going to get the pregame setting the scene video on Sunday morning before the game and before kickoff, but you're also going to get all of the post-game reaction from Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase to Zach Taylor and so much more. That crisp, clear audio that you love, we're going to bring it for you right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. But let's dive in. And this is going to be a tough game. It's going to be a coin flip game. I'm not, the Eric Weddle of the Bengals side thinking that the Bengals are just going to absolutely demolish the Bills. I think that's insane. This is a very winnable game for the Bengals. It's also very losable, and there's a lot of different ways it can go. And I think if you play this game 10 times, it probably goes 5 to the Bills, 5 to the Bengals. And welcome to playoff football. Welcome to the land of elite quarterbacks. And I like this Bengals team going into this matchup, and I like this Bengals offense going into this matchup. And so first things first, we've talked about it all week long, the offensive line. Jackson Carman, this is your shot. This is such a moment for him, and that's key number one, offensive line. You need this offensive line not to be world beaters. You don't need Jackson Carman to be as good as he was at Clemson when he was at his peak. You don't need Carman to be what the Bengals hoped he would become, boom, in year 2 when they drafted him, 46th overall. You don't need that. You need competent offensive line play. Give me a C+, right? We all had that class in college or high school or whatever the case is where you're just like, all right, let me get a C and let's get the hell out of here. Let's keep it moving. That's what you want from the offensive line. Because if the offensive line brings that, well, the Bengals have an A-plus quarterback. An A-plus quarterback that can throw it all over the field and not turn the ball over. That is the difference between winning and losing, is having a quarterback that can play at an amazing level and not turn it over. And we will continue with that theme in just a second, but it starts with the line. If this Bills defense is able to apply pressure with Ed Oliver, if they're able to apply pressure on the edge, well, then it's going to be much tougher. But if you can hold up and give Burrow 2 seconds, and then he can go off script and make plays the way he knows how to, I think that's going to go a long way. So that's key number one, keep Joe Burrow upright, obviously. If they could establish somewhat of a ground game, that would be great. And when I say that, I don't mean 150 yards rushing. I mean efficiency. When you do run it, average 4 yards a carry. You might only run it 12 times, but average 4 yards a carry. That's the part of it that certainly matters. 2 is really defensively find ways, I don't even want to say to confuse Josh Allen. Obviously, that would be great. But to limit the number of boom Josh Allen plays. Because one thing Jake Lisco pointed out this week on Locked On Bengals is how good he's been when he is pressured. And I think there's a good chance that Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard and DJ Reader and BJ Hill, they should be able to get some pressure. Joseph Osai and Cam Sample have emerged in recent weeks. This Bengals defense should be able to get some pressure. But you also have to be good at containing Allen, not letting him get out of the pocket, break a tackle, run, of course, or just throw a 60-yard frozen rope. And it might literally be a frozen rope, depending on the temperature. Pun intended there, I guess, at Highmark Stadium, depending on the temperature there. But keep him contained, limit the huge explosive plays. Obviously, it starts with Stefon Diggs. I think the Bengals are going to double-team him a lot. I heard that was their plan in Week 17. Why would they deviate from that now? They only had the one drive. And it was pretty successful overall. You stand up, you hold them to a field goal in the red zone. And obviously, that's a big part of this defense as well. Red zone defense. If you can hold the Bills to 3 in a game like this, that's huge. And so limit the explosive plays, key number 2, and let's just continue with the defensive theme. Key number 3, turnovers. Turnovers. This Bengals team, as I kick the camera, this Bengals team is been really good at forcing turnovers during this 9-game win streak. In fact, they forced 16 turnovers over that span. Shout out to Elise Jesse. We looked it up in the Bengals locker room or media room on Thursday. 16 turnovers over that span. But they didn't force any against Pittsburgh, and they didn't force any against Tennessee, both wins. On the road, by the way. So think about that. 7 games, 16 turnovers forced. They need to continue that theme. And the perfect number to me, in a realistic number, 3, can you find a way to force a fumble, intercept Josh Allen, and another turnover somewhere? Maybe you force a running back to fumble or a receiver to fumble or something like that. Maybe Josh Allen does give the ball up 3 times. Can you get to 3? Because as good as Burrow is, as good as this Bengals offense can be, it's a playoff game. They're good too. I kind of think there's going to be 1 turnover on the Bengals side. So getting yourself 2 extra possessions, huge. And so that would be my magic number. You obviously got to win the turnover battle, but if you could get to +2, 3 on the day, you feel really good about that. And let's get back to this offense, because the other key is, and it seems simple, but I think it's going to determine the winner of this game. With the offensive line the way it is, you need Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and Hayden Hurst and all the Bengals skill players. Samaje Perine, Joe Mixon, of course. I say Samaje Perine because I think he's going to be in for pass protection a decent amount. This could certainly be a Samaje Perine game. Time to make big plays. Time to deliver. Contested catches, 50-50 balls can't be 50-50. They need to be, if you're throwing to Jamar Chase, 1-0. Uno's got to get it. 85-15. T. Higgins has to get it. And I could continue with that theme, but you get the point. And really over the past month, these skill players have had their issues. Jamar Chase had the fumble against the Patriots. Tyler Boyd stops on a route that leads to an interception. T. Higgins has some passes that you'd think he would catch that he doesn't catch, whether it's a contested catch situation, whether it's a drop here and there. And I'm literally going over the past month. So you can't have any of those today. There was a drop last week, right, with Joe Mixon. You can't have, or 2 weeks ago, maybe it was the Week 18 game. It was against the Ravens, though. Can't have those. These skill guys are such a huge part of this Bengals team. And when they assembled this team, it's like, all right, we're going to have the better quarterback and we're going to have the better skill weapons and skill players. And I think they do, even against a team like the Bills, who are really talented skill-wise. Have to have them win their matchups, whether it's against Tre'Davious White, whether it's against zone coverage, regardless. Because if the offensive line is winning or playing competent ball, and Joe Burrow isn't turning it over a ton, and these skill players are doing what they should do and what they're talented enough to do, then this Bengals offense should be in a really good spot. I'm going to get to my prediction, my official score prediction for the game in just a second, but it's a new year and it's a new you, and that's why you need to get to my bookie right now, because whether you bet to earn or just to make the games more exciting, my bookie gives you the most for your money with their redesigned deposit bonus. Just use promo code BengalsTalk. That's right, BengalsTalk on a deposit of $50 or more, and you're going to receive a cash bonus instantly to your MyBookie account. Using this bonus is simple. You bet your deposit amount just once, and you're ready to cash out. So you bet that $50 after you deposit that $50 with promo code BengalsTalk, and boom, that bonus is no strings attached with MyBookie. You can bet on the NFL and all the games this weekend, UFC, college hoops, and so much more. Plus, they have online blackjack and so much more. So go there now at MyBookie. And again, use promo code BengalsTalk. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie, promo code BengalsTalk. It's prediction time. And I'm picking the Bengals to win this game. I think it's a coin flip. I'm not going to argue with people that pick the Bills. I will argue with people that say they have 0 chance to win or no chance to win, or even the 5.5 seems like a lot, which go to MyBookie right now and get it right now. Promo code BengalsTalk. 5.5 points is a lot. And I think that this Bengals team, they're so battle tested and calm under pressure, and they're going to go out there and they're going to perform at a high level. And the difference in this game, because I think they hit on most of their keys. I think they're going to win the turnover battle. I think that Joe Burrow is going to play at a pretty high level. The offensive line might be a little worse at times than that competent level. But even if that happens, as long as this defense does what I expect them to do, they're going to keep everything in front of them. They're going to be able to keep the Bengals in the game. And that doesn't mean they're not going to give up points. Of course they're going to give up points, but I expect them to force a couple of turnovers. I also think Joe Burrow is going to throw it all over the field. I think he's going to throw it early, often, quick game, long game, anything in between. This Bills pass rush is good, but Von Miller's not there. They don't have one of these game-wrecking type players, and that bodes well for a Bengals team that wants to throw the ball on the road. I think they're able to. And the other part of this, a lot of people have talked about, the Bengals offense just looks kind of disjointed. They had 7 possessions last week. The game isn't going to be that shortened this week against the Bills. They're going to get more possessions. They're going to get more touches. And what does that mean? That means Joe Burrow is going to have time to figure things out. This Bengals offense is going to have some time to figure things out. Even if they get down early, they'll have enough possessions to get back in the game. And I think Evan Money Mac McPherson shows everyone, shows you, shows me, shows everyone why I coined that term for him, Money Mac, because he's going to be perfect on extra points, 4 for 4. He's going to make both of his field goals, including the game winner, and the Bengals sneak out of Orchard Park with a victory, 34-31. It's going to be a tough one. There's no doubt. And there's going to be doubt at times. Welcome to the playoffs. It's going to be brutal. I expect the Bengals to make one more play on Sunday and find themselves in a second straight AFC Championship game for the first time in franchise history. Like I said at the top, we will be in Buffalo, so hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and tell a Bengals fan about Cincinnati Bengals talk today because, well, we want to get as many Bengals fans on the train as possible. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now on CBT, Cincinnati Bengals Talk.